I have to confess, Alleppey's probably in my top 5 or 6 destinations in Asia. It's completely unique and really worth making a little bit of an effort to get here. It's, yeah, something a little bit special. India would have to be one of the best countries for exchanging cash, I've found. The exchange rate is rarely much different from the official rate. And so what that does, that relieves you of the stress, if you're a cash carrying person like me, of having to change vast amounts. You're looking for the best price, you might find a really good exchange rate and change enough for your trip. Whereas here in India, you have the confidence that most all money changes are, this man's waving to me. Good morning, sir, how are you?
Welcome to Alleppey.
Thank you so much. Where are you going today? Okay, bye-bye. Just wanted to say hello. Yeah, so you can be pretty confident that wherever you go to change your money, you're going to get a pretty good rate, so you don't have to change vast amount. I'll probably change 500 today, and that should get me through a couple of weeks. Nearly got run over by a bus. Just try to, I'm in the main, it looks like the main intersection of Alleppey at the moment, trying to get through. I've been given directions by the guest house owners that I should keep walking up this road until I come to a big white building. And that there looks like a big white building. So we're going to go down here. That Indian noise is presenting itself today. Lots of horns and lots of rattling motors. I think I've got about a 200-metre walk down here, and hopefully there'll be a money changer on the right. Oh, goodness me. So yeah, I do have enough money to get me through Munroe Island if I need to, in case they're closed. We can never be sure whether people are open all the time. Just trying to squeeze through here. That bus horn scared the living jilks out of me. It's been a while since I've been around the noise. And right on cue, here we are at the money changer. Hopefully it's a good rate. I'm looking for something around 55. I think anything from 53 to 55 would suit me, but I'm not going to be too fussy. Thank you. Can you tell me the rate for Australian dollars today, please? Yes. Oh, please, sir. Yes. Okay.
You have blog?
I'm a YouTuber, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to stand, sir. Thank you.
Do you have Australian?
Australian dollars, if that's possible, yes, please. If you could tell me what your... it depends on your rate, sir. If you have a good rate, I have more Australian dollars.
Sure, I will give you the best rate, sir.
I always expect the best rate from you guys. You're always very generous with your money exchange.
55.50.
55.50?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll have 500 Australian dollars, please. That's pretty much what it's been for me in Cochin, Fort Cochin. It's sort of hovering around on the street for money changing, around that 55 mark. So the business is done. I got 27,500 for my 500, which was about 55.5 rupees to the dollar. Hari Krishna was the kind man that helped me. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Yeah? Thanks, guys. See you again. Hi. And so now we have to get a rickshaw to the train station, which I think is about 4.5 kilometres away. The knee isn't 100%, so I'm going to get a rickshaw, I think. It's very much rule of the jungle or law of the jungle on the streets in India, essentially meaning if you're the biggest vehicle on the road, you've got right of way, get out of my way. Nearly been hit by 2 buses this morning. I'm getting off the road. Hello, sir. How are you? Boarding? Already boarding, sir. No shortage of rickshaws. I'm not going to call them tuk-tuks because a few people got offended that I call them tuk-tuks. Interesting story about them though. From what I understand, they were first introduced after the war by Japan into Thailand. About 20,000 of them were dropped off, and from there it grew into the preferred, or one of the preferred forms of transport. I think the official first tuk-tuk or rickshaw was built in Italy that has the current form, although the Germans, I think it was Mercedes, were the first to build the first 3-wheel powered motor vehicle. I'm sure there's going to be someone who is going to correct me on that, but that's my vague understanding of the rickshaw. All right, I need a rickshaw, and the first guy that the first guy that looks like he's a happy man is going to get the business. Looks like oh goodness me, you really got to roll the dice here a little bit sometimes. Hello sir, how are you? I want to go to the train station. Yes. How much is it for the train station?
100 rupees.
100 rupees. Okay, no problem. Very good. Yeah. I was told that it's 30 rupees a kilometer, so I was expecting to pay 120. I was prepared to give 150, so everyone was happy. But he's quoted me 100, so that's a little bit of a win. $1.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. This one.
This one.
This one. Which one? This guy. This one. Okay. Getting directed to the right rickshaw. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Oh, other side. How are you, sir? I love rickshaws. Oh. Train station. Another thing I've grown to do when I'm travelling in these open vehicles, so that there's no snatches. Not that it happens here. I find petty theft has never been a thing in India, but I'll always, if I can't sit with my pack on, I'll always hook my arm through one of the straps so that if someone tries to pull it, they can't get away. There are 3 trains a day that run from the station to Munroe Island. There's one at 6:15, there's one at 5:15 in the evening, and there's a special one at 1:15 which I'm taking. I don't know what's special about it, but I'm excited. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. I paid the man the money during the trip. It's one thing about coming out into the Indian streets in the daytime is, I don't know whether it's your fight or flight system or just the second nature of being alert, but the adrenaline gets going and you sort of have to be on your toes a bit. And I think that's one of the things I like about it. It's just there's just a lot going on, and you know, it's vastly different to where we come from. It's different. It's a different experience. So I need to get a ticket. I'm a little bit early. I'll probably have to kill an hour where I'll go and get a chai or something somewhere. But we'll go and find out. Go and find out how much a ticket is. Hello, sir. How are you?
All right.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you today? Everything okay?
Okay.
Business is good?
Yeah.
People are happy?
Happy.
Okay. Do you like the cricket? Yes? You should have beaten England before, yeah? Sorry?
You're only auto.
Oh, only auto? No train tickets. Thank you, gentlemen, yeah? Thank you. That was nice of them to tell me that I'm in the wrong spot. That's the other thing too, you know, like people will just help you out. I get a lot of emails. I say this, I get a lot. I sometimes get emails of people saying, I couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. It's just, how do you get around here? How do you find things, and how do you know? Just go to the place and ask someone. It's as simple as that. But anyway, an AC waiting room, looking for tickets. Or do you pay on the train? I'll ask this gentleman. Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry to disturb you. Do I buy a ticket here at the station or in there, yeah? Thank you so much. It's only, well, I say it's only an hour and a half by train, but again, you know, you can never be sure how long it'll take. This time of the year, monsoon, bit of flooding. We had a lot of rain the other night, which may have caused some issues on the line somewhere. I'll ask and see if it's all okay. Unreserved. I'm unreserved in all ways. Good day, sir. How are you today? I would like to go to Munroe Island. Munroe Island.
115.
115. And what are there different class? How long is the train trip to Munroe Island?
Munroe Island nearer to 2 hours.
2 hours. And how much is a ticket?
Munroe Island 20 rupees.
20 rupees. Thank you, sir. I would suggest that it's probably all one class if it's Yeah, just 20 rupees. What is the time now, sir, please? What is the time now, please?
11:25.
11:35. Thank you so much. And is this platform here? The one closest to your office is the platform?
Second platform.
Second platform. Thank you for your help today, sir. Have a good day. Second platform. I don't know why, but I've never really developed the researching gene. I've never had this thing where I research things, and as a consequence, I invariably find myself lost or going the wrong way. And I have to say, I've got on the wrong train so many times. One time it actually left the station. I had to get off at the next stop, and I can do that in my hometown as well. So hence I need to ask regularly about what I'm doing and where I'm going. It's a little bit of confusion as to what trains. I've been told a couple of different things by people. Some saying this side of the platform, others saying the other side of the platform. I'll just keep asking, I guess, and find out where the majority of the people suggest I get it from. It's like that sometimes. You find, I'm not suggesting that it's the case here, but often people, when you're traveling, rather than not be able to try and help you, they'll give you the wrong information. And it's not through trying to make things difficult for you. They just don't want to give you nothing. So, not everyone, but some people in my experience will rather give you the wrong information or the wrong direction, rather than not to be seen either knowing the answer or to where you want to go, or not being seen to be helping, you know. I'm unsure why they wouldn't have platform numbers on the platform. Yeah, it's kind of curious, really. But anyway, so it is. I think I'm on platform 2. I think. Here we go. No, the screen's just gone off. It'll be back though, surely. Nope, the screen's not coming back on. All right, I'm going to try and get onto the other platform and see if that gives me any information. One thing that appears to be happening is the trains on the line that I'm next to are all going the one way. So that would be north. I'm going south, so if my observations ring true, all the trains on that side should be going south, but I haven't seen any trains going on that way. Fiasco by name, fiasco by nature. It's half the fun though. Some people might get frustrated about it, some people, you know, might find it awfully inconvenient and what have you, but I think it's great. Working it out's half the fun. It's a bit like that planning period before you go away. You know, the planning's half the fun. Working out how you get to the other platform is half the fun as well. The stairs here, I guess. That should get us there. Riveting content at the moment. Do you like my new beard? This platform is signed with platform number 2, and the guy at the ticket counter said platform number 2, so perhaps this gentleman might be able to help me. Excuse me, sir, I'm very sorry to trouble you. I want to go to Munroe Island.
Munroe Island, 1 hour.
1 hour. This platform?
This platform.
This train?
This train.
Oh, very nice. Thank you so much for your help, sir. Yes, thank you. Success. People are starting to appear now, so I'm going to get on their side. I'll make sure I get a window seat. And we're underway. We're away about 15 minutes late, which is surprising for me because of all the train trips I've taken in India. This is only the second one that's run late, but 15 minutes is hardly late. I'm looking at these houses as we go by, and a great deal of them are under about a foot of water. We've had a lot of rain the last couple of nights. It's been really, really wet. There's a horse out in the field, a white horse. A couple of horses. So yeah, it's obviously a big issue for people who live around these areas during monsoon. When I was out in the backwaters, there was a lot of areas that were a foot or two underwater. So I don't know what people do. They move out of their houses for that season and then go back and clean up and live throughout the dry season. One of the things about these open air or open window cars is you get a very real sense of the speed that you're doing, and you feel quite close to the environment, which I really like. But I won't be getting too close to these doors. I'll give you a bit of a walk through our car. It's really quite airy and cool now, very breezy, and there's not so many people on the car. It's very relaxed. There's no noise. The train movement sort of overrides any noise that there might be. It's a really relaxing way to travel. I think it's fine, this type of economy class or ordinary class of train travel is fine for these short hops that you can do down the coast for an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's really, really pleasurable. Just had a young guy sit opposite me, and I asked him if we could have a chat about things, and he said he was a bit shy and declined. But it's been that kind of day. I've approached probably 3 or 4 different people today, and they haven't wanted to have a chat in front of the camera, which you have to respect, and you completely understand. It's not in everyone to give up their life to the internet. So yeah, we understand. It looks like it's going to be a nice trip down. I was worried we were going to have a lot of built-up town or city areas, but only for the odd few buildings here and there, it's quite natural. The plan for Munroe Island is to once again get out on the backwaters, but because it's much more rural and less touristed at Munroe Island, I'm hoping that there might be a bit more wildlife. There might be more natural landscapes devoid of houses and buildings and boats and speedboats that Alleppey is kind of sort of developing now. I imagine that it's going to be a lot quieter. There'll be fewer people out on the water, and I'm hopefully going to be able to get up and on one boat, on a small boat, for sunrise, in the hope to see some local wildlife. So that's the plan. Bivin, the young guy that just got on the train, who's a little bit shy and chatting, I was asking about this water problem. I continue to see these houses that have, they must have at least a foot of water across the floor, and I asked, well, what are these people doing? Are they continuing to live in their house? And Bivin was saying that the government provides shelter at the schools. They'll provide beds and what have you, and the people will move there during these floods. But it's apparent to me that this must occur like every second week down here in Kerala in the monsoon. So these people must be going back and forth between shelters provided by the government and their homes. It must be quite trying at times. It's our first stop. I don't know where we are. Taxi or taxa. No, it's a bit of a faded sign, but not many people getting on. There's the horn. So nice to be traveling. I've said it many times, I know, but it doesn't matter how old I get. The idea of traveling and going somewhere and doing it is just, I'm just a big kid. I'm convinced we're all just children that have to deal with aging bodies. I just don't, I don't see that I've changed in any way from that first time I hitchhiked around Australia and went to Bali. I'm still filled with the same rush and enjoyment of what might be ahead, or the actual process of doing it. The joy of going is the going in itself. Hey! Guys yelling out on the platform. I hope no one took my seat. It looks like a big open area of, is it a river or paddies? Gee, that's a really, really big paddy area. And I see a couple of, there's a tractor and also a small mechanical plough going as well. It's really lovely, some cows wading around. Yeah, so it confirms my initial thoughts of if I was going to come back to this region again, I'd definitely be taking the train and doing these small hops down the coast. The difference, of course, with these local trains in India is there's no one coming around to tell you what stops coming up or where you are. In places like Thailand and other countries, and obviously in the West, they have announcements over the PA. You're prepared. They're giving you notice to the city or the town or the stop that you're approaching. These don't, and I don't actually know the name of the station that I'm stopping at. I know it's Munroe Island, but the only indicator or sign that I have is that there's a bridge. There's quite a large bridge or lengthy bridge that connects the two land masses. So that's going to be my cue, and when I see that, I'm going to go to the door and be ready to get off and yell out or ask anyone that goes by, is this Munroe Island, is this Munroe Island? At worst, if I miss Munroe Island, we'll be going to Barkala. Should be about 2 more stops for me, apparently. Thanks for your help, guys, yeah? Have a good day. Looks like there's quite a few getting on. I'm probably going to lose my seat, but that's okay. But you know, even if I did miss the stop and I ended up 100 kilometers away, or I ended up further away, you know, it's perspective. All I've got is time. You know, I ain't got nothing but time. So it's no big issue. It's your perspective and how you see it. So I'd have to get a place and stay overnight somewhere, and potentially, you know, hire a car or take another bus. Or it's not a big deal. But anyway, I've got to get back on before the train takes off without me. You'll also see bags left by themselves on Indian trains, and I'm not sure whether people just don't leave anything of any value in them, or there's this understanding that no one's going to take them. Oh, that could be. I'm wondering if that's that bridge, that queue that I need to look out for my stop. So I'm going to go up near the door and look out for Munroe Island. As I understand it, I have to go out of the station and take a left, and it's about 1 kilometer, maybe a little bit further down that road. I'll give you a bit of a walk through the room and tell you how much it is and what it's like. Hello sir, how are you today? Everyone okay? Yeah? Very good, very good. There's an obvious decompression already. No one sort of coming at you at the station. These train stations can be, you know, they can be pretty intense with rickshaw drivers wanting your business, and no one's approached me or confronted me for anything. So first impressions is that the road is very well maintained. It's not that old, and it's kind of as I'd hoped and anticipated. There's even the main centre of town, which I assume I'm in now, is very quiet, very laid back. You can hear a chicken in the distance. All right, I'll get back to you when we're a bit closer to the room. Walked a few 100 metres, and first canoe and fishing net there. And good day, sir, how are you? Nice to see you. Man walking with his umbrella. Probably get mine out as well. It's quite pretty. It's very pretty to walk around. I'm hoping there's some tracks or paths away from the sort of main road. As I understand it, and I could be wrong, there's one sort of road that goes around the landmass, which I'm walking now. But I assume there's little paths and canal walkways that I can walk, which I'm hoping to do. This man looks great. What are they, lottery tickets? I love your hat, sir. It's a very lovely hat. The pace of life, you can feel already, is quite slow here, and it's exactly what I was looking for, actually. Very pretty to walk through. And I believe I found my homestay, which on first blush looks like it's Looks like it's okay. I like the little outdoor seating area. Okay, I'll meet the owner and give you a tour of the room in a second. I feel like I've chosen quite well. The first thing I notice is that it's very, very quiet. The surrounding areas are very, very quiet, which was sort of what I was looking for. I'm standing on the top deck, which allows you a bit of a view and somewhere to sit and enjoy the afternoon or your morning breakfast. As we enter, there's a communal area that has adjoining rooms. There's a few rooms off, I think there's 3, coming through into mine. It does what it says on the can. It's quite bright and airy. It's got a fan, enough for me. One thing I've noticed about coming to Kerala in the monsoon is that it's wonderfully cool. I've had the occasion to use our AC on, I think it was for 4 hours one late afternoon when the sun was out. So it's really, really cool. There's no need for the AC, but it's there if you need it. The fan does me. Bright and airy enough. Plenty of beds, a little table and chair. The bathroom is serviceable enough, clean enough, and all for about 20 bucks, 20 Australian. Again, that's my sort of go-to number at the moment. A little bit of a view out there. Breakfast is included, no lunch available, but you can buy dinner as well from the establishment or the guest house for 150 rupees for a veggie dish, or 250 if you want meat in it. I've got to go for a walk now and pick up a few things like toothpaste and water and that type of thing, which is about a 500 metre walk to the shops. I need to find out what time they close. I just want to get my bearings a little bit before we start wandering around the island and having a closer look. I've got 3 nights here. That could eventuate into something longer. Here's the kind host himself. Thank you so very much. That just about brings this one to an end. Thanks very much as always for coming along. I really appreciate it. From here, I don't know where I'm going to go. I'll make that decision over the next couple of days. It may be Vakala. It may be swing around and head north. I don't know. We'll work it out. I'm not thinking about that at the moment. As always, I hope you're well and happy in life and doing the things you want to do. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.